When planning a new software project, these are the things that you have to consider to make sure that the project stays on track and within budget. To ensure a project stays on track, there's an element of forward planning that needs to be considered. The more planning you can preload into a project, the better. So if you can work with a software development company and overcome any challenges and third-party requirements and kind of things that are a bit grey before the project actually kicks off, then those unknowns become knowns and the project runs much smoother. Further to that, if you have someone at the client end who can be a single point of contact where all of the information funnels through them to the development team, it just helps with any miscommunication from the client's end. We've worked with clients in the past where there's been conflicting views from the client's end simply because there's no single point of contact, and that can make the development a little bit difficult because the development company doesn't necessarily know who's right and which path to take. So the clearer you can be at your end, the better really. With a software project, there's always going to be unexpected changes. Direction changes will happen. New features might be required. It's important that you understand what the impact of that is to your software project, and I guess that's where a project manager kind of fits that bill. They'll be able to work with you and the development team to understand the scope of those changes and how it might fit into your schedule. So at Global Office, we have a dedicated project manager for each project that we do, and that project manager is responsible for managing the development team and liaising with the client. But sometimes we have clients that are quite time poor, and so we end up taking on a bit more project management responsibility, liaising with suppliers and that sort of thing. So it's important that if you are time poor to really look for a development company that has that capability to really help you out. The biggest problem I see with software projects going wrong is a mismatch between the client's expectations and the development company's reality, I suppose. Making sure that the requirements are understood and are communicated effectively to the client so that they know what the reality actually is. If those things aren't explained, then sometimes things that on the surface seem quite simple but are actually quite complicated sets up this misalignment between expectations and reality, which is where conflict happens. Good planning up front can help mitigate potential miscommunication. If the requirements are known at the start, then it's easier to communicate that throughout the build process. I've worked on projects before where there's been several stakeholders involved in the development. Trying to get everything clear up front and documented so that there's an agreed pathway is really helpful for any misalignment of communication. Failing that, maybe getting in a room quite regularly with those people and having a bit of conversation to try and make sure everyone's on the same page is really helpful. With a software project, the aim is to try and make sure that the software can be self-managed by you. There's a number of benefits to this. If you can manage the information yourself, then you're not having to get a developer to do it for you and can do it when you want, so you're not waiting on a developer to become free. It also saves you money. You're not paying for that developer to do the thing that you can do yourself. It also means if there's a relationship breakdown between you and the software development company, then you can still manage your software project without having to involve them while you're looking for another developer to pick up the project. Without the right team, a software project can quickly spiral out of control. If there's not enough project management resource to make sure that the project is tracking properly, then that can become an issue. Choosing a development team with a proven track record is your best bet at ensuring a successful software project. For more information, head over to our website, globaloffice.co.nz.